Well, of course, Labor Day weekend is upon us, and sadly, it's kind of that unofficial end of summer, so there's a to-do list. We talk about winterizing pools and just how important that is, and we're here this morning. We've got Dave Isaacs here with us, of course, from Isaacs Pools and Spas, along with Cliff Henderson, and thank you both so much for joining us out here today.
Oh, you're welcome. It's the official closing of pools, Labor Day.
Say it isn't so, right?
It shouldn't be. It's still too hot.
It is too hot, and that really brings us to one of those topics. You said a lot of people right now, it's kind of hard to close those pools because the weather is still pretty nice.
That's right. And so, it's still too warm. We want the water to try to get down to about 60 degrees. And we also find people that want to beat the leaves, so they try to get the pool covered up before that. And so the kids are back in school, sports have started. So there is an inclination to want to get them closed. But for us, if you can leave it open, keep it clean and running, and give it as long as you can, maybe until October or so. But the key is the water. Let's get it down to about 60 degrees. You'll have a much better outcome in the spring.
And speaking of, we should mention, I was asking you a little bit about what you're seeing in our community as far as pools, and you were telling me it's been quite a boom, so a lot of people will be doing this really for the first time.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are moving here where they don't actually winterize pools, from California, Florida, places like that, but a lot of new pools have been built. So if you don't have any idea how to winterize your pool, you can call us. We'll try to help you with that. We can do it for you, but if you've never done it, we want to be a resource for you, because you definitely want to do it right, or you could be spending thousands to get it fixed up in the spring.
Yeah, nobody wants that. And we talked a little bit about the water. We want to turn here to Cliff, because I know the water really is so important, and actually treating that water, you want to see what's going on inside the pools.
That's correct. When it comes to closing a pool, proper water chemistry is very important. An ounce of prevention this fall will definitely help outcome when you open it next spring. So we ask everyone to bring us a sample into the water lab, let us check it. We can get those last-minute adjustments done, and then tell you everything you need to add to make sure that come springtime, when we pull that cover off for the year, that you're nice and clear just like when you closed.
Yeah, that's always the ultimate goal, right? And there's some specific things I understand that you're looking for when you're putting that water through the water lab.
And that is very true. The most important thing that we check for is typically the pH and the alkalinity. Those things just make sure that the water stays clear and that it's comfortable for your skin. Nobody wants a beautiful pool that when you jump in it, it makes you all red and itchy.
Yeah, no, red and itchy is not good. And Dave, I know this is a busy time of year for you guys.
Well, everybody calls it one time, just like the spring times, because they're trying to beat the leaves. Kids are back in school, so it is a busy time for us, but we generally can get you pretty quick. I say earlier the better. If you call, as far as helping you get it closed, would be a better solution. Also go to our website and schedule closings there, if that would be helpful to you. If you just need general help, though, we also just don't mind. You can call in, talk to Tracy. She's been with us for 27 years. We'll always just try to help advise, but if you want to schedule something, we certainly will help you with that too.
And Dave, you said there's different types of pools, and so it's really important that you know a little bit of the process for each one.
So we typically have vinyl pools like the one we're here in front of today. We have fiberglass pools and concrete pools. So they're all kind of different in how we have to deal with them and close them. I think the most important thing is you want a professional to close it right, because when you put the cover on and go to sleep with the pool, you're not going to know the problem is happening until about April or May of next year. The pipes are going to burst underground. I mean, it's not like you can see it happening. So you just want to get to somebody you trust, get it closed down, make sure you got the type of pool you have, make sure you come bring us the water. All those things will give you a much better outcome in the spring.
All right. And Cliff, you're ready to, I always say unfortunately, because I hold on to summer as long as I can with things like this. And, you see these little inner tubes in here. It's just all those hours and hours of fun.
Oh, most definitely. And, it kind of hurts at the end of the summer to throw that cover on there and put it away for a year. But proper maintenance of it will keep it going all summer. And as warm as it's been here, we definitely want to hold off until the water's a certain temperature before we close it down.
All right, so definitely some important information. Any other last-minute tips, Dave, to give our viewers if this is something that they're going to be looking at in the next couple weeks?
Enjoy it as long as you can first, and then make sure you come and see us or let us be a resource for you to get it closed down right. And I think from there you should be fine. We're here to help you.
All right, put that cover on, say goodbye, and then we'll all be looking forward to spring when we can open it all back up. Some great information. If you have other questions, you can always, as he said, you can check out the website. You can actually schedule a closing on their website. That's right there on your screen, or you can give them a call or stop by and see them right on Bristol Highway.